back to the session today as going to very powerful and very practical because today we will understand and I will do first revision of the previous questions related to the interview of the safety officer, and at the last of this video I will discuss on the risk matrix. We will understand how to read out the risk matrix. So this is a practical and most important thing. Most interviewer ask you and give you an example and will say you to find out the risk. So for that we must have to understand how to analyze the risk with the help of the risk matrix. So stay connected till the end of this video because at the last of this video I will discuss each and everything related to the risk matrix. So first of all, do the recap or the interview questions region. Yesterday we discussed about the health, safety, environment, leadership and commitment, policy and strategic objectives, and the risk evaluation, management, planning, standards and procedures, implementation and monitoring, audit, and the management review. So all these topics we were discussed yesterday. So if you have any query about the yesterday topic, so you can share with me in the comment section box. And if you are really thinking this is a valuable content I'm making for you guys, so you can mention in the comment section box, and you can write it the yes valuable. And you can write quickly type in the chat yes. If you are preparing for an interview, you say yes or not. Are you still preparing for your risk interview? And write risk if you want to master risk matrix today. If you really want to learn about the risk matrix, just write a risk matrix in the comment section. Actually, the thing is that in the interviews, mostly people get failed, just not because of the don't know about the answer, but because of they cannot explain properly. So in this video, I will tell you each and everything about the risk matrix and the interview questions. So stay connected till the end of this video. I've seen in my interviews many of my friends and the candidates do have a good experience, and they have a good knowledge about their topics, but the thing is that they are unable to share and they cannot explain properly to the interviewer, so that's why they get fail in their job. So today I'm going to discuss each and everything about the different questions. So what is the HSE plan? It is the systematic proactive which is describe how to carry out work in the safe manner by protecting health, safety, and environment. HSEMS means the health, safety, management system. We already discussed this thing. And what is the HSE training? The HSE training actually the training provided by the organization to the people of the employees, workers to the workers those are working in the industry. So this is known as the HSE training. So what is a provide training facility? Provide training facilities also the same thing. Mostly the organizations provide the trainings to the employees for their betterment and for their future growth. So that is known as the provide training facilities. What is HSE officer responsibility? We already discussed in the last video, and stay connected till the end of this video because at the last of this video I will discuss each and everything related to risk matrix. If you know what are the responsibilities of the HSE officer, you can share with me in the comment section box. Yes, my dear friends, what is the HSE officer responsibility? Conducting HSE induction and other in-house HSE training for the employees, ensure that the workers understand safety requirements, procedures, and rules through on-site orientation. The third is verify the PTW whether it is valid or not. Conduct PTW. Participating in the site inspections with a high-profile tour by the management. The fourth is carry out daily inspections of assigned areas, monitor site conditions, work practices, and safety compliance. Ensure the unsafe work conditions practices are corrected by supervisor. Means we must have to ensure that about the unsafe act and the unsafe conditions. If they are the people are not wearing, and we have to compliance of the safety rules and regulations at the organization. What is attending weekly, monthly, and emergency meetings with the clients and report on company safety performance. Another responsibility is ensure that the toolbox talks are conducting on regular basis and ensure they are being done in a professional and capable manner. Maintain record of all training and attendance for audit purpose. Issue safety violation. Not all these things we are discussing. So inspection of the saving equipments like fire extinguishers, firehouse or real H2S monitors, escape hoods, general alarm system, water sprinklers, and the heat smoke detectors. So these things are very much important, and this also comes in the responsibility of the safety officer. The submitting monthly records HSE activities to the HSE manager and clients. And the responsibility is the accident investigation, reporting and recommendation, follow-up procedures, and backup training. Or you can say that a monitor work permit shall be obtained prior to the work connecting, and work shall be carried out in accordance with the specific measures itemized on the permit. Ensure opposite attitude with all personnel to ensure the safety standards are compliant with continual improvement. Another responsibility is to ensure all required signboards and notices, posters, and other safety-related literature is properly displayed for employees' information. So these were responsibilities we already discussed, but I thought this is a very much important topic, so I have explained continuously again. What is the HSC definition? Health means, yesterday we discussed, means the absence of illness, or you can say the protection of the people from the injury. This is known as the health. Simply, you can say that the absence of the illness and protection of the employees from the injury, that is known as the health. Safety, again, the safety, you can say the protection of the people from the injury and the protection of the property from the damage, that is known as the safety. An environment represents to the surroundings in which an organization operates, including air, water, and the natural resources. So this is known as the environment. Ergonomics, the relationship of science between the worker, equipment, and the working environment. What is the welfare? Looking after employees' well-being. So these are the important topics, and now I'm going to discuss about audit. Yes, mean by the audit and the inspection. Inspection mostly we do on the daily basis. In the inspection we find out what are the hazards are present, and we specify the corrective actions, while the audit is the different thing. Audit means we have to find out how the reports are making organization and what are the company policies. Check out the company policies, accident reports annually or biannually. You can see the definition of the audit here. The arrangements must be made for the independent, systematic, and a critical examination of the safety management system to ensure safe working practice in an operation. What is a method statement? It is a document which describes full details of the method of work, individual responsibilities, working equipment, and working environment, which is submitted by the contractor to client. What is hazard? Yes, hazard is the most important and the basic question. Simply, you can say anything that has a potential to harm us, that is known as a hazard. For example, the short circuit, for example, a grinder without case or without a guard. So you can say that it is a hazard. What are the main hazards in the site? Trips, falls, falling from height, falling object, collision with objects, trapping, crushing, or between manual handling, contact with the machinery and hand tools, electricity, transport, contact and with chemicals, epoxy and drying, fire and explosion. These all things comes in the main hazards in the site. What are the main hazards in the oil and gas field? The H2S, working at height, the thermal temperature, or you can say the pressure, noise, and the chemical driving. Risk. Yes, the risk is the combination, or you can say the multiplication, the product of the likelihood and the consequence. Simply, the likelihood is the chance, and the probability means what will be the means outcome. What is the training? Yes, can you please tell me that? It's a very simple definition. What is the training? You can write in the comment section box, and if you are really thinking this is a valuable content for you, so you can like this video as well. Training, the process of imparting specific skills and understanding to the undertake defined tasks. So this is known as a training. What is the difference between incident and accident? We already discussed in my last video. So can you please tell me that what is the accident and incident? You can just write the main difference. Tell me about the incident and accident main difference. Simply, you can say that both are the unplanned and unexpected events. For example, I'm going to first discuss about the incident. Incident, it is an unplanned and unexpected event, it has a potential, and in the result, it harm to, or you can say damage the property, but no injury occur. That is known as the incident. While on the other hand, the accident is you can say it is also the unexpected, unplanned event, and in the result, it damaged the property, or even injury also happened. So that is known as the accident. Near miss is totally different, because it is also unplanned and unwanted event, but it also has a potential to harm, but in actual no any harm occurs. So that is known as the near miss. What is a noise? Any unwanted irritation sound is called the noise. Radiation, emissions of the waves is called the radiations. And what is the hot work? Any work that may produce the heat work from continuous or a potential source of ignition, that is known as the hot work. What is the cold work? Mostly interviewers ask you about hot work and the cold work, so you don't have to hesitate about. This is not related to the hot and cold, means we are dealing with the temperatures. Actually, many other things like the welding comes in the hot, and tightening the the nuts and bolts that comes in the cold. Emissions of waves is called the radiation, or the hot work is any work that may produce the heat, work that involves continuous or potential source of ignition, that is known as the hot work. What is the cold work? Yes, any work that may not produce the heat. Example, you can see scaffolding work, cleaning, cold cutting, installation, painting, etc. So these things are comes in a cold work permit. What is the area classification? Yes, there are restricted area. Restricted areas shall include, and non-restricted areas shall normally include. So we will see area where the risk of electrocution due to the close proximity of electrical conductors or other electrical apparatus like transformers, switch gears. So this is a restricted area, like the toxic fumes, hydrogen sulfide, or lack of oxygen, like in the sewers or the confined space, wastewater treatment unit, or you can say wellhead sealers. So this comes in a restricted area, and in restricted areas shall include 30-meter radius of any oil and gas of water wellhead respective of services, 30-meter on either side of my exposed flanges and valves on oil and gas pipelines, and 30-meter on either side of any surface exposed oil or gas pipeline. Non-restricted areas shall normally include shallow water supply wells for a domestic purpose, residential areas such as camps, and office building or compound. Here are the different types of a permit, the cold work permit and the hot work permit. Simply, you can say in the cold work permit, any work which does not produce any heat, like scaffolding activities, blinding, etc. And the permit that must be issued for all work to perform in restricted areas which does not require hot work permit. That is known as the cold work permit. And on the other hand, what is the hot work permit? You can say the permit which must be issued for all jobs in restricted areas requiring an ignition source like a flame heat spark, capable of ignition flammable materials, the use of cameras, non-intrinsically safe equipment, example mobile phones or pagers or personal digital assistants, are prohibited in hazardous areas. Vehicle entry into the hazardous areas is also considered a potential source of ignition requiring HWP. In addition, HWP must be issued for any work that involves net flames and high energy sparks, high energy sources of ignition in all areas, including non restricted areas. There are some types of the certifications as well. Certificates, radiography certificate, confined space entry certificate, excavation certificate, isolation confirmation certificate, high voltage electrical certificate, control of process of inhibition certificates, and lockout takeout certificate. We can say the lotto in a very short form. Hi, dear friends. Are you ready for understanding the risk assessment and job safety analysis? The job safety analysis. Actually, in the job safety analysis, you will get a one job that you have to means divide in a small steps and then find out the hazards, and then after at the last you have to specify the corrective actions. The thing is, we are here to understand this risk assessment, and how you can do this risk matrix. This is one of the most important thing I'm going to teach you. So join as soon as possible. If you are still thinking to share with your friends and the coworkers, I'm waiting 1 minute. You have a time to share with your friends. Yes, and give a one like and subscribe to my channel for your upcoming videos. Do you know, in industrial safety, risk is not just a feeling, it's a calculated value to find the risk level of any activity. We just simply use a risk formula. Can you know the Do you know the risk formula? Yes, my dear friends. If you know about the risk formula, you can share with me. It's a very simple formula, and I'm going to discuss each and everything about this risk matrix. After understanding this risk matrix, you will be able to find out the risk, or you can able to answer your interviewer, and you will crack your job. Risk formula is simple, that is severity into the probability. Severity into the probability. On the left side of this, you can see the severity. There are five stages, that is a negligible, manageable, critical, severe, and catastrophic. On the right side, you can see the probability, means the chance. You can see there are five steps also. The first one is improbable, second is the remote, third is occasionally, and probable, and at the last, the frequent. So, with the help of these five things, we have to find out the risk. Understand five things. In the severity, there are five stages. Similarly, in the probability, there are also five stages, like improbable, remote, occasional, probable, and the frequent. You can find out the meanings in your mother tongue as well to understand more. These things are just for the understanding purpose. People, assets, environment, and reputation. Because our risk depends on these four things. People, like multiple fatalities, assets, extensive damage, or environment like a massive effect, and the reputation, international or national impacts. So these things are for the understanding purpose. While we have to focus only five things. Those are in the severity and the probability. Severity, you can say how bad is the outcome if the accident happens, or the probability means how likely is that the accident will happen. Understand these two things. What is severity? You can say how bad is the outcome if the accident happens, and the probability is how likely is it that the accident will happen. So these two things you have to understand first, and then with the help of these two things, you will find out what is the risk level on that time. The table matrix helps us visualize when an actively sites on the safety scale. For example, there's a negligible, critical, and the catastrophic is the fifth level. Negligible means a slightly injury or no lost time. You can say that. Critical means a major injury or health effects like the broken bone. It will come in the critical. And the catastrophic is a different. Catastrophic, you can say the outstanding, or you can say the multiple fatalities or massive environmental damage. It will come in the catastrophic. And in the horizontally, you can see probability like A to E. A for you can say improbable, almost never happens. Improbable means almost never happens. C is occasional, has happened in your specific company or similar industries, means this type of the accident happens occasionally in your company or the similar industries. Or frequent, happens several times in a year in the same location. That will come in the frequent, means continuously repeatedly happening the same accident at the same location. That will come in the frequent. Or it happens occasionally. That will come in the occasional. And almost never, it will come in the improbable. You can see here these stages. Improbable means almost never happens, occasional means has happened in your specific company or similar industries, while the frequent means happens several times in a year in the same location. So, how to find out the risk? I'm giving you the one example, and this example is very much important. And I hope so. After this example, you will understand how to find out the risk. So, first of all, to find out the risk for a specific task, you simply find where the two values meet on the grid. There is a grid, you have to find out the two values with the help of these five steps. The first one, for example, if you are working at height without a harness. So understand this case. If you are working at height without a harness, I already discussed what is harness belt in my last videos. Harness, so the CVT is 4. Because why CVT is 4? Can you please tell me? I am saying if you are not wearing the harness, the severity is 4. Why is 4? Because a fall could cause a fatality. If you will fall down, it will be like a dead body because a fall could cause a fatality. And the probability is, occasional, because falls happens occasionally in the construction, not all the time. Probability is C, because falls happen occasionally in the construction. So we have to find out the result. Follow the 4 row and the C column. 4 row and the C column means occasional, and the 4 severe. Here you can see the severe. Fourth, it will coming here, and you have to cross it from the occasional probability. From the probability side, you have to find out occasional, because I discussed already, because the fall happens occasionally, because a fall could cause a fatality. That's why it will come in occasional, because the falls happen occasionally in the construction. So when you will come down from the occasional, and on the left side the severe, it will come on the C4 box. Have you seen C4 box? So it will also be in the red zone, means there is a high risk. Why is the high risk? Because of the fatality. Because the severity is high. Because a fall could cause a fatality, so it will come in a high risk. Red zone is representing the high risk. Stop. Do not start the job immediate, and management action is needed to lower the risk. If your risk is coming, the red, high risk, so you have to stop the work and try to minimize that risk and then start work. Yellow means reduce the risk as low as responsible or reasonably possible for you. Use better tools or more supervision is required. While the green, you can say like it's a safe and proceed, or you can start your work with the proper PPEs, means with the protection you need always in the industries. So I hope so. This matrix is clear for you guys, and another case you will find out by yourself. Yes, my dear friends, have you understand the risk matrix? If you have still any query about it, you can share with me. Is it clear for you? Another example is the hazard, like handling office stationery or paper. The severity is negligible, you can say. A paper cut is very minor injury. It requires a simple band aid at most, or you can say no one goes to the hospital and no equipment is damaged. So severity is 1. Here severity is 1. The case name is handling office stationery or paper, because you can the stepper pin can also cut. So this will come in a negligible. The severity is 1, negligible. Here you can see the negligible is 1. The severity is 1. A paper cut is a very minor injury. It requires a simple band-aid at most. No one goes to the hospital. No equipment is damaged. And the probability is the B, remote. Has occurred in other ADNOC group company. While it can happen, is it does not happen to every one person or every person at the same day. So probability, you can say the remote. So the result is when you cross reference severity 1 with the probability B, so you land in the green box L1. So L1 is low risk. You got it? So I hope so this risk matrix is clear for you. I have given two example. One is the office stationery, and I also given you the high risk example, that is the work at height. If you will fall down, so the severity is high. So that's why the risk is coming high, and in the stationary case, the risk is low. I hope so. This matrix is clear for you guys, and I also suggest you to like and subscribe this channel for more upcoming valuable content, valuable videos for you guys to understand safety in deep, and you will be able to pass your exam and pass your interview related to the safety officer. I hope so. You understand each and everything. So till the next video, stay strong. Take care. Bye bye.